There's going to be a buildup, period. There's going to be more sailors, airmen, and/or Marines in this island in the next several years. Now, how it breaks down, that's subject to speculation.
I think the military buildup is still going to happen. It's just that it's not going to be as big as, they had hoped to have it.
Governor Eddie Calvo and Speaker Judy Wonpat still believe there's going to be a military buildup on Guam, but whether it will be the 8,000 Marines and their families and the billions of dollars worth of construction projects originally anticipated remains to be seen. U.S. Senators Carl Levin, John McCain, and Jim Webb are the latest officials seeking answers from the Department of Defense and giving indications that there may be some changes to the original buildup plans slated for Guam. The three who sit on the Senate Committee on Armed Services want DoD to re-examine plans for Guam, Japan, and Korea, specifically examining the feasibility of moving Marine Corps assets at Futenma, Okinawa to Kadena Air Base and moving parts of assets at Kadena to Andersen Air Force Base on Guam and or other locations. The senators also proposed the revision of the Marine Corps Forces Realignment Implementation Plan for Guam to consist of a presence with a permanently assigned headquarters element bolstered by deployed rotating combat units that are home-based elsewhere, as well as consideration of off-island training sites. Senator Levin stating that much has changed since the U.S.-Japan Roadmap for Realignment Implementation Agreement, which was signed in 2006. He said, quote, "The projected times are totally unrealistic. The significant estimated cost growth associated with some projects is simply unaffordable in today's increasingly constrained fiscal environment. Political realities in Okinawa and Guam, as well as the enormous financial burden imposed on Japan by the devastation resulting from the disastrous March 2011 earthquake and tsunami, also must be considered," end quote. Governor Calvo reacted to the senator's proposal today.
There is going to be a buildup. At least that is the desires of the Defense Department, of the Obama administration, based on my discussions with the Obama administration. Again, how it mixes in regards to the armed forces, that's up to again, speculation at this point and conjecture at this point.
While national media reports have speculated that the changes in the buildup could stem from a decrease in public support for the buildup, which could be a result of politics and increased criticism by local leaders, the governor believes the majority of people on the island still want to see the buildup occur.
Because there are some of our elected leaders that have made some very strong and harsh statements, in my opinion. But again, I do believe that the majority of the people of Guam want to see a buildup, just as long as, again, that in the end, the quality of life for our people improves rather than deteriorates.
Speaker Judy Wonpat, meanwhile, says she wasn't surprised by the senator's proposals, saying in recent months there's been growing concerns from members of the House and Senate, publicly stating that building a base on Guam may not be realistic. Although elected leaders have been blamed for being critical of aspects of the buildup, Wonpat insists that the cuts that are being considered aren't just targeted for Guam, but at bases around the world because of the financial crisis occurring both nationally and internationally, not because of the political climate on Guam.
They're asking the hard questions. And so to try to put blame, I think, on the elected officials, I think they're using us as a scapegoat to this. Whether it's to save face for themselves because they pumped up everybody here and others outside, countries, big countries and big companies outside wanting to come here. They want to save face to them.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Mindy Egan.